AEW Revolution starts with the buy-in pre-show, Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander, and Layla hits Statlander with a turnbuckle piece, and Layla wins with a top rope moonsault. Tony Schiavone says they have a special guest, and the music of Kenny Omega plays, but Don Callis comes out, and Callis says Adam Cole can win tonight and be a transitional champion until Kenny Omega comes back and takes his place. QT Marshall versus Hook, and Hook wins with Red Rum. Malakai Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews versus Pentagon or Scudor, Pac, and Eric Redbeard, and Malakai spits Black Mist into Eric's eye, and Brody wins with a driver on Eric. Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston, and Kingston wins with a stretch plum submission. After the match, Jericho does not shake Kingston's hand, and Jericho walks away. The Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, with Brandon Cutler in their corner, versus Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, versus Jungleboy and Luchasaurus for the tag team titles, and Jungleboy wins with Jurassic Express on Matt. Christian Cage versus Will Hobbs versus Ricky Starks versus Wardlow versus Keith Lee versus Orange Cassidy in a ladder match to determine the number one contender for the TNT Championship. During the match, Danhausen comes out and curses Starks, and Wardlow pushes Keith Lee and Will Hobbs off the stage through tables. Then Wardlow powerbombs Starks off a ladder onto a ladder, and Wardlow wins the match. We're shown Paige Van Zandt and Dan Lambert from American Top Team are watching the show with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Tony Schiavone announces the newest signing in All Elite Wrestling is Shane Swerve Strickland, and Strickland says whose house, to which the crowd replies Swerve's house. Tay Conti with Anna Jay in her corner versus Jade Cargill with Smart Mark Sterling in her corner for the TBS Championship. Jade has a live entrance from Chris Stone, Kingfish Ingram, and Jade wins with Jaded. MJF versus CM Punk in a dog collar match, and Punk comes out with his Ring of Honor theme song and attire. During the match, MJF calls for Wardlow, and Wardlow comes out, but says he can't find the diamond ring. Then Punk hits a GTS on MJF, and MJF lands on a pile of thumbtacks. Then Wardlow pulls out the ring and places it in the ring, and walks away, so Punk grabs the ring and smacks MJF with it and wins the match. Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker with Rebel and Jamie Hayter in her corner for the Women's Championship, which has a new design and look to it. During the match, Rosa has Britt tap out to a submission, but the referee is distracted by Rebel, so Rosa spears Rebel and drops Jamie, but as Rosa gets back in the ring, Britt hits a curb stomp for the win. Bryan Danielson versus John Moxley, and Bryan has a triangle chokehold locked on, but Moxley front flips and pins Bryan, and Bryan and Moxley punch on hard after the match, and drop to security that try to separate them, and then William Regal makes his debut, and yells at both men to calm down, and slaps Moxley, then slaps Bryan, and makes the two men shake hands. Matt Hardy and Andrade and Isaiah Cassidy versus Sammy Guevara and Sting and Darby Allin. During the match, Sammy hits a Spanish fly off the top of the entrance set through a table, and Sting dives and splashes Andrade through stacked tables in the crowd, and Darby wins the match with a coffin drop on Matt. Adam Cole versus Hangman Adam Page in the main event for the World Championship. During the match, Red Dragon come out to distract the referee, and Cole kicks Page in his Hangman, and hits a Panama Sunrise, and he's running knee to the back of the head, but Page kicks out. Then Dark Order come out and make Red Dragon run off. Page hits a Deadeye through a table on Cole and a buckshot lariat, but Cole gets his fingers to the rope, and Page wins the match by hitting Cole's finisher, the knee to the back of the head, followed by a buckshot lariat. After the match, Page grabs Cole's hand and shakes it. We'll see you next time for the next pay-per-view review.